And we on. Salute, fam. Salute. What's happening? What's happening? Ain't nobody building yet. Wait for some people to get in the building. Just chop it up for a minute. Ain't gonna hold nobody long. Ain't gonna hold nobody long, man. What's good though? What's good? Just wanted to chop it up, man. Ain't much going on. Charles D, salute, fam. What's good with it? Ain't really nothing much going on this week. Amanda Serrano versus Hardy is going down. Other than that, ain't too many interesting fights that I'm really interested in. Other than that, coming down off a high week of boxing, a good week of boxing. Upset, Crow Week, however you want to call it. YG Night, salute. But it was a good week though, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no bad vibes. Spence took his loss like a motherfucking true warrior. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to get back. I know a lot of people saying they don't want to see it, but I think everybody deserves a get back at their title, man. So I definitely would pay to see it. Nigga Trade, salute. He said, yo, it's prime time fight film. He said, I lost access to my channel, so that's why I've been MIA. Oh, bet. And I hope nobody ain't hack your shit or nothing like that. Prime time. Miss Lex, salute, sis. Charles D said he had no choice but to take it. Yeah, but you know, some motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, they get up there and get to making all kind of excuses and shit. You know what I'm saying? That'd be my part. Yeah, he had no choice but to take it. But he took it like a true warrior though. You know what I'm saying? He didn't make no excuses. He wanted his get back. And you know, and that's how it is. I mean, I like to just give Bud his props, man. Fuck them excuses. Bud game plan was excellent. I mean, he came out in the South. We talked about it right before the fight too. He came out in the southpaw stance, was letting me know he meant business. I mean, you could tell by his jab, even though it wasn't active, the motherfucker was strong. You know what I'm saying? Counters was clean. He took advantage of all the Earl mistakes. All of them. You know what I'm saying? Every last one of them motherfuckers until the referee jumped in there. And shit, that's boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's boxing like a motherfucker. Skills, everything was on display to 100. Winston Lee, salute. Nick say, it's good to hear from you guys again, bro. Bet, bro. It's good to hear from you too. Charles D said, had Spence out here looking like Hitch. Ms. Lecter said EJ needs to leave it alone. I want him to move up to 54 and fight the dude J-Rock just fought. I believe his name is Adams. Oh yeah, what's his name? Adonis Adams, I think. He come from the Garcia gym. I know he talking about. I think he like Dominican or Puerto Rican. I really I see why you said that, because I mean it was a lopsided fight, but at 54, that's what he said. You know what I'm saying? He won his rematch. Let's see how he look at 54. It might be a different story. I mean, I definitely hope it's a game plan involved and not just the same Earl Spence. I mean, he's gonna have to make adjustments to that motherfucking southpaw stance. That motherfucker vicious, man. And the motherfucker behind that stance is smart than the motherfucker. I mean, I got a lot of respect for Bud after that fight, man. I see what a lot of people were seeing. I didn't see it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he resorted to the southpaw stance after he you know what I'm saying, was in trouble here and there and executed and got the people up out of there. But I got a chance to see it all the way through. I got a chance to see it from round one on, and that shit was tight and right. That was the cold thing about it, man. The boy got skills. Charles D said Adame's solid. He also said bad match for Spence though. Adame's at 160. He also said Bud was smart for putting his power in first. Hell yeah, that was smart. Miss Lexi said, okay, yeah, I believe that fight was a catchweight. Oh, you talking about J-Rock and Adame? Yeah, that was smart, man. That was smart to the motherfucker. And then you can see how effective it was, the way he was using it. It wasn't like any other jab, like any other power jab. That motherfucker would just, you get close enough, I'm gonna sting your ass with it. And Earl got close enough, and he popped his head back with that motherfucker. It was so frustrating and clean that Earl got frustrated and started lunging in there, getting countered clean with two pieces and a biscuit. Man, the shit was masterpiece. My opinion. I mean, you got to give it up to them. They went in there, no excuses, went in there and put it on, and the best man won. You know what I'm saying? And Bud was out there fucking with Charlo, talking reckless. Charles D said that. He said that catch and counter on point. Man, that motherfucker was smooth. Once Lee said Bud came for a fight with skills, not a boxing match. Facts. I mean, shit, that's what he prepared for. I mean, you could tell when you go back in the corner and listen to Bo Mac, that's all they was preparing for, man. They had him written down to a T, man. It wasn't really nothing he could do. I mean, he tried his best to land some good clean shots, but they was not effective. It was one point in the fight where Earl threw a right hook and then a left hand, and Bud looked like he was like wobbly going back to the ropes. It looked like he played Earl, sucked Earl right into a motherfucking two-piece counter and knocked him down. That shit was smooth and motherfucking brilliant, man. G Royal said, Trey X, do you think EJ will come back? He said the sanctioning bodies might suspend Earl for 6 months for getting TKO. Sanctioning bodies are known for suspending fighters after a bad TKO or KO. Yeah, they do that. But Trey X ain't on right now. This Marlo, fam. G Royal. Winston Lee said, I believe if they fight again, it's the same thing. At 54 or not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it'd be the same exact thing, but the dude got levels to his game. That's my thing. Even if it go to a decision, I believe Bud, you know what I'm saying, is gonna make the adjustments. Earl, I don't see him making the adjustments. Like I seen him game plan and prepare way better before, but like it wasn't no adjustments made in this fight, man. Once he seen this guy come out in southpaw, it wasn't nothing else to be done. I mean, that's what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? Even when he took away the jab and Earl tried to find his spots from the outside, it was damn near too late. You know what I'm saying? Earl was already, his legs looking like they wasn't there. Yeah, he was frustrated. When he got knocked down, he even looked at the referee. I don't know what he said, but it was just a whole bunch of negative energy coming from Earl. Winston Lee said he was 3 steps ahead of EJ. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was, man. I'm telling you, they prepared to a T, and it wasn't no one camp. Charles D said they fight at 54 is gonna be a worse ass whooping. Nick say Bud is pound for pound number 1. I agree. Charles D said Spence had no plan B, C, or D. Yeah, man, that shit went out the window, man. I don't know if it was after the first flash knockdown or after that first jab was landed, but everything was out the window for Earl, man. Earl just like, shit, fuck it. I'm gonna try to just land what I can in this motherfucker. but everything was clean, concise, crisp, accurate. I mean, Bud, Bud is a motherfucker. I'm Brown. Salute, sis. Hey, bro, Marlo in chat. How you doing? Gil Cole says salute to the corner. Salute, bro. But yeah, man. I mean, Miss Leslie say, yeah, he underestimated Bud. I think it was really Derrick James that underestimated him. I heard him say, ask Derrick James, did he watch film? Did he study your opponent or whatever? And he was like, nah, I don't really study him. I mean, I see him all the time. Like, but motherfucker ain't got to show everything in the toolbox in every fight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like Bud showed me. Like I see Bud when he see that shit ain't going his way, orthodox, he switched to southpaw and he dominate. That's what I've been seeing. I ain't never seen him just come out and just dominate like that. That right there was that shit was crazy. Otis the Great, salute. He said, "What's good, Marlo?" And salute to the chat. Salute, just chopping it up. Just chopping it up, man. About this crow that got served. Oh shit, Geneva Warren, salute sis in the building. She said, salute Marlo and everyone in the corner. Salute, sis. Brown said, doing good. Blessings, sis. The champ, Rod X in the building. He said, what up, my people? Salute, bro. We just chilling, chopping it up. Jesse Aguilera, salute, bro. He said, salute Marlo in the chat. G Royal said, Marlo was Trey X surprised by Bud's performance? Yeah, he was. He said, was Trey X going for Bud? Nah, he had Earl. Also, I have been watching you for 7 years. Appreciate that, fam. Yeah, we both was going for Earl. I mean, we all said it was a 50-50 fight. We knew what could happen. It didn't look like no 50-50 fight, though. Being real. But we all thought, a lot of us thought it was a 50-50 fight. Nobody took Bud for granted except Derrick James. Overlooked him, I should say, except Derrick James. And a few people that feelings hurt. But Bud is the truth, man. I mean, I seen all I really got to see out of Bud to say he the truth. I mean, just coming out in the southpaw stance and controlling, taking away another motherfucker's power, strength. I mean, and using it, establishing your own. You know what I'm saying? Establishing your own jab. Shit, making him pay for every mistake that he showed in that fight. That shit was, man. That shit was awesome. I don't give a fuck who you was rooting for. I mean, if you fuck with boxing, you gotta acknowledge the skills that was displayed that night, man. That shit was pretty, man. That shit was smooth. That was a smooth motherfucking ass whooping right there. Smooth ass whooping. Even the opponent gave the man respect. Got to, man. Otis the Great said Earl didn't look like himself, but salute to Bud. Yeah, nah. A lot of people say that, but he ain't make no excuses. I ain't gonna make none for him. I mean, he said out his mouth he wasn't sharp, and you can tell. Shit, Ray Charles, you see, he wasn't sharp. But I see what you're saying though. He already gave everybody signs that he was tired of 47. He said tired of that weight. So he still fought. He still signed the contract. He still got his motherfucking ass in there. So we got to call the fight how we seen it, man. And the skills was one-sided in that motherfucker. Rod X said that was a surprisingly impressive performance by Crawford. Man, that's what I'm saying. So you got to give motherfucker they props, man. And this is what boxing all about. I mean, the skills pay the bills, and that's what everybody clamor for is them motherfucking skills. And Crawford put the motherfuckers on display for $89.99, and the motherfuckers is well worth it to me. Charles D said, not after watching a couple fights, he said, I saw patterns with Spence, and Bomac saw that shit coming. Yeah, man. Bomac, all the motherfuckers. did a hell of a job, man. They've been doing a hell of a job. But that night, that was a classic ass whooping, man. You go back and watch that shit again and again. That was a classic ass whooping. Charles D said Bomac was on point with this shit. Yeah, he was. Gil said the fight at 54 may be different though. That's what I was saying, Gil. A lot of people don't think so. You know, I respect their opinion, but I see different. I see some shit. It's always something you can prepare for. Like once it's out there and it's on the table, you can prepare for that kind of shit. It's a difference going in there underestimating the motherfucker and getting schooled. And that's what looked like it happened to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some people say, Earl wasn't listening to his corner and this and that and that and this. I was like, man, it really was no game plan. Like, of course he gonna listen. But is it gonna be times in that motherfucker where he gonna need his money back, he gonna need them points back, and he gonna have to go for what he know. And he went for what he know, and he paid for that shit. He paid for that shit, man. This is boxing, man. Straight up boxing. This is how it is. Gil Coat, haplotype salute, bro. He said tartar sauce. Oh, that's what you had at the fish fry? You had tartar sauce, huh? D-Lo said, I'm good if they rematch or not. Yeah, me too. I'm good with it. I just feel like if a man wants his get back, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, motherfucker gotta respect that. He might come out with something different, he might not. But if he don't want it, I'll respect that too. Shit. G Roy said, Marlo, did you pick EJ because of his size and Bud's age? No, that ain't it. I'll tell you why. He said, I was concerned also about that. He said, but I picked Bud by TKO late also, but not one-sided. Yeah, I've been following both of these guys, and I always said if Bud go up, I'm still ride with EJ regardless of the fact. I mean, like I had even put a breakdown video out there, and I gave ways for both of these fighters to win. And I said in the video, I said Southpaw versus Southpaw will be the key in the fight. And that motherfucker wasn't just the key, it was the fight. You know what I'm saying? It was the whole fight. We was talking before the fight call, and we was asking, people asked, and they asked me what stands that I think Bud should come out in, and I said the Southpaw stand. Because that's gonna tell us where this fight, you know what I'm saying, how this fight gonna go far as the later rounds. If Bud wins the Southpaw versus Southpaw stand, Bud win the fight. And he didn't have to change or resort to going orthodox. He stayed in that goddamn stance. You know what I'm saying? And he controlled the damn fight with a limited jab and sharp counter punching. You know what I'm saying? He basically made him pay for everything he was gonna bring. Even that fucking looping left hand. He rolled that motherfucker and came back with a nice clean counter. The game plan was brilliant, man. Like, that's why I say you can go back and watch them fight. Charles D. Haplo said, let me get out y'all business. Otis the Great said, I didn't expect a landslide victory for Bud. Let off the gas too. Yeah, he did. He carried him around or two, and I didn't expect that at all. But the shit, it wasn't shocking or nothing. That just let me know, man, that motherfucker got levels. Flat Out TV, appreciate the super chat, fam. He say, salute, my G. It's been a minute. Salute, most definitely. Appreciate you. Been a minute. Yeah, I didn't expect it either, man. And yeah, I noticed that though. Otis, he carried him. He let off the gas on him. Rod X said, I was surprised how good Crawford took Spence's punches and how bad Spence took Crawford's punches. Man, especially the jab, Rod X. The jab power difference was a big difference. You know, I know that's Bud's stronger hand. That's why I say the game plan was brilliant. I mean, it's the fastest way to get to him, and it's his stronger hand. And that motherfucker set up a whole bunch of other shit behind it. Zone 6, salute, fam. Thumbs up, appreciate you. Haplo said, only fish being served is tater sauce. D-Lo said, Bomac and Crawford saw that pattern, that wide stance, and that repetitive arsenal years ago. They saw holes they knew they could exploit. Mikey saw the same shit. but he didn't have the tools to take advantage. Zone 6 said Bud and 5 this time. I ain't gonna disrespect Spence skills. I mean, it might go the same way. It might go 9, it might go 12. Shit, you might could be right. That's the kind of skill set that's involved with this fight, man. And seeing as though Bud did lay up off of him a few rounds. But then it all depends. Like I said, man, it depends on the game plan, the preparation. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you prepare for the southpaw stance, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that Derrick James can prepare for. But if you prepare for that particular stance, I would like to see the results. You know what I'm saying? Because everything else is gonna resort to, if you take that back and make Bud go back to orthodox, or you know what I'm saying, make him use the ring or move around a little bit more. However the result is, you take that away, it's the result for a better fight. Now, if you let Bud have it his way up in there in that stance, like Burger King, he gonna finish your ass. That's why I say it ain't like he can't prepare for it. Is my thing. I ain't saying that the results are gonna be different, but preparing is a whole nother story. You know, said too heavy on the front foot, and the list goes on. Said it works versus nearly everyone, but it was no coincidence that an athletic Porter gave him his toughest fight before this. Otis the Great said Bud was throwing hard jab, man, hard clean, and he sucked him in. He waited till he got close enough where he know he wasn't gonna miss. D-Lo 404 said Bud's family was in the crowd talking about round 9, Marlo, if you recall. I said it seems like he took round 8 off. And I didn't hear him say that. You know, I be having TV now. MZ, salute, bro. Charles D said because Bud led with his power hand, wasn't a flicking jab, straight piston jab. Fact. MZ said, he said if they fight again, I'm riding with EJ. Me too. Ride with my guy till the wheel fall off, man. Otis the Great, it's always gonna be somebody better. Shit. Otis the Great said, off topic, I ran into Blue Blood in the parking garage, and I met Drew Titan when I got in to the arena. That's what's up. D-Lo 404 said, in all honesty, it looked like it could have gone 5 Saturday, but maybe Spence was still too dangerous. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, it looked like he let out the gas. I mean, I pointed out earlier, I don't know if y'all seen it or y'all heard me. I mean, it was one point where Spence had landed a nice little short left hook. I don't even know if it landed, but I know it went off the glove, and then he came back with the left hand, with the right hook, and then he came back with the left hand. You know, that looping shit. And Bud walked back towards the ropes like as if he was hurt, and leaned on them bitches. And when Spence seen that, he ran in sloppy, and threw some shit and got countered and put on his ass. I said, "Ooh, Bud is cold. Ooh, Bud is cold." That shit was nice, man. I don't even know what round it was. I was so locked in. That shit was nice. Gil Cole said, "I don't eat leftover." He said, "I don't eat leftover fish or crow." He said, "We breaking down the fight tonight. This ain't the channel for the bullshit facts." Yeah. We already ate our crow. We just breaking it down, man, what we saw. Giving them skills that was on display. Props. And maybe, you know, like I said, I respect everybody's opinion. I see some people feel like they don't need a rematch. Some people said they wouldn't mind. So, I mean, that's basically what we talking about, man. All that bullshit, that ain't us. Charles D said if Bud goes orthodox, then Spence is open for a straight right hand. Kryptonite for a southpaw. Bud has options. Nah, but they smart enough. See, Charles D, he used to fighting orthodox fighters. That would have been, you know what I'm saying? That would have been the things he would have been looking for. The way they came out tonight, I don't think Derrick James or Spence was expecting this man to come out in the southpaw stance. Like, he normally comes out in the orthodox stance and switches when, you know what I'm saying, shit get hot or he feel like he ready to close it out. I don't know what reason he does what he does. But tonight, Saturday was something different. Like, he came all the way out and he meant business like a motherfucker, man. And that shit was smooth. easy, like some smooth criminal kind of shit. Zone 6 said, I had it in 10 last time. Okay, this time you got it in 5, I think he said. Zone 6 said Spence ain't changing. We gotta see. Gotta see. Ain't nobody asking them to become all super super footwork and super this or super that. I mean, it's just certain punches that you gotta be ready for that you wasn't ready for. I mean, you didn't practice, you didn't expect, and then once you felt the power, you was kind of shocked. Like, you know what I'm saying? You didn't think the man had that kind of power. However hard that motherfucker was, it was hard because Spence acknowledged the shit. So it's just certain things that you preparing for that you didn't know or you underestimated in the first fight. That could change. That could make a big difference in the second fight. D'Lo for and I hope he don't do no shit like Andy Ruiz versus AJ neither and start running in Jerry Lee Lewis type of fight. I ain't saying that kind of change. I'm just saying adjustments. If he do this, we gonna do this. If he do that, we gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? If he come back out like this what we got for that. You know, shit that Bud actually done. You know what I'm saying? Throughout fights. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna have to make some adjustments. Come in with an actual game plan. That's all I can say. I ain't saying it's gonna change anything. I'll still be rooting for him. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy, but definitely gonna have to have some kind of game plan fucking with Bud. Haplotype said that was more traumatic than the car accident. Charles D, salute, bro. Charles D said, Bud looked like he didn't break a sweat. Easy ass work. Yeah, he looked clean in that motherfucker.
What up, though?
What up, though? You say 7 round, huh? If they fight again, you said the 7 round?
Nah, I'm gonna stick to my shit. 9 rounds.
Nah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I said. I ain't gonna. It could be a stoppage. It can go to decision. I just think that Bud got a whole bunch of tools in the toolbox. If they do take him out that southpaw stance and they go to distance so he don't get a stoppage, I believe he's smart enough, you know what I'm saying, to pull it off or make it close.
But that's what I said in the chat. I'm like, they know this nigga fights both stances. That's why I said he could hit him with that straight right or he could lead with his power hand. Like, they should have been prepared. They knew that shit was coming. Them niggas had no plan A, B, C, D, or E. They planned on walking that nigga down, and that shit did not work.
Right. Hey, and what no adjustment made, man. The shit just got worse and worse for him going down.
Yeah, because there was no adjustment. He did the same shit. It was fucking repetitive. Double jab, let me try the body. Double jab, let me try the hook. Where he tried that hook, that motherfucker caught and counted his ass. Where he tried to go to that body, he came right over the top with the hook with the right hand. In the 7th round, that's when he dropped him with that double right hand.
Yeah, that was nice. That's the one that he acted like he was hurt on the road.
No, that was the first knockdown. The second knockdown right before the round ended is when he tried to go to the body after that double jab shit. And this nigga fired 2 right hands over the top and dropped him right before the round ended.
See. MZ said I'll be eating Pro Tuesday at 8:30. Bet that up. If y'all ain't subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe to our brother MZ Musically Zone Talk Boxing. That's MZ right there. He goes live on Tuesday, talk boxing, incorporate some good music with it. That's our brother MZ. G Royal said Trey X ain't on G Royal. He said, Trey X, how did you feel about Bud using a hybrid jab hook? There was a fight back in the day that had an uppercut hook. Who was it, Trey X? Trey X ain't on G Royal right now, bro. D-Lo 404 said, nah, we ain't having no eulogies over here. Motherfuckers all over YouTube having a buried their weak ass narrative and hate or have excuses making live streams. Big boy, salute, bro. He said best money fight for Spence. So I think he will force a rematch even if it's at 47, most likely. But Bud talking like he'll take it at 54 though. I heard some interesting comments from Bud that said he don't mind going to 54 and having a fight. Otis the Great said, what's up? Bud kind of felt sorry for Earl at the end of round 3 or 4. Bud tapped Earl on his back. Like, come on, man. I know you better than that. Charles D said they knew he switched hit. He also said, got to be prepared for both. Most definitely. D'Lo said, Crawford always fights southpaw as a southpaws as a southpaw. Derrick James had to know that. But, oh yeah, he don't watch boxing. Yep. I was saying that, man. That motherfucker be talking about he don't be watching film. I mean, I don't see why. Like, anybody that's your potential opponent, you should be studying them and trying to find habits, trying to find openings and holes and shit that you can take advantage of.
Yeah, but Derrick James also lied in the same sentence because he was like, yeah, I'm putting him in scenarios where he admitted he be watching the film on Bud. He was like, yo, I'm putting him in scenarios so when it does happen, he knows how to react to it. Yo, it was no situation in that ring that Bud was not uncomfortable in, and there was no situation where Spence was 100% in control of anything.
Yeah. Musically Zone MZ say the man Equilibrium got knocked off, which caused him to get beat up.
That was off of a fucking jab in the second round.
What was the great said? Bud is a class act. Yeah, he is. He gave him his belt back immediately. Normally fighters be waiting and shit till they get theirs, but he gave him his shit right back immediately. Dapped his boy up and everything. And both of them motherfuckers, man.
Yo, but what you think about what's his face? As soon as he jumped on the top ropes, I was watching the shit live. I didn't even know who the fuck he was talking to. I thought the nigga was just celebrating. But when I started watching video footage for niggas who was at the fight live, this nigga was at Mel's neck.
Yeah, that nigga, he violated. He told him something like SMD or some shit and grabbed his area.
Yeah, he said, "Motherfucker, you next." I was like, God damn.
Violating. Hey, but that sell the fight though, man.
It does sell the fight, but I mean, Mel's also the nigga who say Spence always gets the best of him. After he made easy work out of Spence, it's like, shit, nigga, you lucky you got that Canelo fight, nigga.
Yeah, styles make fights though. So I don't know. Shit. I think Bud will get him, but we'll see. Where was I at though? Bud, the class act. D'Lo talking to G. Roy. D'Lo said, I think Crawford still got a whole lot more. Yeah. Big Boy Boxer said Bud has all the tools. Man, that motherfucker. He a cold motherfucker. D'Lo 44 said plan A through D was the same thing, just harder. He said, I said that was gonna be the case. Dr. Sophie, salute, fam. What's happening? Lil Rock, salute. Gil Cole say, I forgot what round it was, but Bud caught EJ coming in with a nasty right uppercut off the rope.
That was the 6th round, boy. That's the same shit he hit Benavidez with.
Yeah, that's what I said. He acted like he was hurt. Bud had hit that motherfucker with like a right hook and then a left hand, and Bud like stepped a few steps back, acted like he was hurt or something. And when he went against the ropes, like he put all his weight on that motherfucker, and Earl came right in, and that nigga caught that motherfucker with a cold combination.
It wasn't even a combination. It was just a single right cross right over the top. Boom.
Dr. Tope said to salute Marlo. Lil Rock say salute. MZ, what's good, bro?
Salute, man. Salute, everybody. What's going on?
What up?
Just chilling, chopping it up.
I came to get a little bit of my crow over here. I know I'm going to have some crow tomorrow. I'm hearing a lot of beautiful stuff said about the fight. And I'm going to keep my word like I said I would. Hey, Bud put it down. He did his thing. And I'm going to give him his props. Now, he got a lot of tools in the toolbox. And I'm not going to be the person to chop Earl up because shit went bad for Earl. I ain't going to throw him in the trash. What I am going to say is, motherfucker went out there and got surprised. He got more tools in his toolbox, too. He just happened to drop his toolbox and he couldn't pick his tools up.
Hey, he let too many motherfuckers borrow him, huh?
Yeah, you know, it's one of those situations. The first round when he got knocked down, it stunned him. To me, I saw him get stunned, and he was kind of dizzy when he got up. He wasn't quite straight. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I told my people that was at the house with me when I saw him fight. When he got up, I was like, damn, he's stunned. He's fucked up. He ain't getting right. So he started fighting. He trying to get right. I think it was maybe the 4th or 5th round where he kind of straightened back up and went in and started hitting the Bud kind of a little harder. I think that's the point where he ended up leaning against the ropes and getting caught again. Bud said what I thought. Bud said I caught him with a 1-2, hit him in the ear, knocked off his equilibrium.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he was looking fucked up in the ring. When he finally got himself straight, he ran into another hard-ass punch to fuck him up again. And the only other fighter I seen go through that, honestly, was Wilder. Only difference him and Wilder. Oh, what's going on?
I'm gonna move the boat a little bit. Sorry about that.
No problem. Only difference between him and Wilder is not a skill defense. I'm seeing that equilibrium punch is a dangerous motherfucker. I ain't seen nobody get straight from it. Y'all can, you can see people gonna probably say MZ making excuses. I'm not. I'm riding. That's why I like Earl. Cause even if he had an excuse, that motherfucker didn't make it. So I'm riding with the truth to fight again. I'm riding with it. Let it be known. So everybody gonna throw Crow. I got a best plate. I'm ready to start collecting. Give me some tonight and come fuck with me tomorrow and give me some more.
Yeah, that's how it is, man.
That's all I gotta say, y'all.
You ride with your fighter. Ain't nothing wrong with that shit.
Nah, ain't nothing wrong with that shit. Everybody won. If you were a fan of boxing last night, even though the undercard was ass, the main card was, I don't think nobody saw it playing out the way it shaped out, but the best fighter won. We got the fight we wanted.
Yep. Hell yeah. Got what we asked for. Been waiting for a nice little time. Big Boy Boxer said playing the perfect possum. Yeah, he did, man. That shit was hard. Like, it was a lot of things I take away from this fight. And a lot of things Earl and Derrick James need to take away from this fight. I mean, that was a whole nother Bud that a lot of motherfuckers ain't really seen. Like, that right there, like, Bud could have finished a lot of motherfuckers like that. You know what I'm saying? The way he fought that night, that motherfucker was in control. He didn't have to use a lot of energy. Everything was hard and clean, short. It wasn't no reaching involved. It was basically counter punching and hard, stiff jabs.
The only person that was reaching was Spence.
But just a stiff jab with a man that's really orthodox, because that's his stronger hand. His strongest hand is throwing the jab. You know what I'm saying? And the jab don't look all as crisp because it's not his norm. You know what I'm saying? It's not his normal hand to throw the jab.
He throws a flicking jab, but
yeah.
Bomac said some slick shit. He was like, yo, we practice on throwing a hard ass jab. Fuck the flicking shit. That shit was bad. Like, look at the punch stat numbers. This nigga was almost 50% everywhere.
While taking away the other guy's jab, you throwing hard ass.
Exactly.
Otis the Great say, y'all should have heard the crowd. It was crazy in there. Man, I believe it. Shit was electric. And the motherfucker got to witness history. A motherfucker going down in the history books, man. Everything about that fight was a classic.
Like, they couldn't say shit. This nigga Bud did everything right in that fight. Body placement, jab, catching and countering, footwork, moving side to side. There was no point where Errol looked like he was comfortable in that shit after the first round.
Yeah, he definitely was.
Because everything was him lunging, reaching, legs too far apart. Bomac had that shit. Bomac scouted that shit out to a T.
That's why I say go listen to Bomac ass in the corner, man.
Yeah, every round that nigga was on point. Hey, okay, buddy, you gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to do that. And then on top of that, you need your fighter to listen.
Yeah.
And this nigga Bud was like, all right, cool, got it. Catch a counter. Boom. Double right hand down. Uppercut, boom. Okay, he's reaching for the body. Boom, over the top. There was nowhere in that ring Bud was uncomfortable. Nowhere.
Nah, he was in control. Even after round one. Like, it was a close round, but even after round one, he wasn't worried about shit.
I think everybody gave round one to Spence because, you know what I mean? It was a fill-out round, but it was a toss-up round. Like, all right, he was a little more active. But after that jab in the second round, and then, all right, this nigga legs look a little uneasy. And then the third round, you like, yo, what the fuck? And that shit just went downhill from there.
Yeah. That shit was crazy, man. Hey, make sure y'all get y'all picks in. The picks is up already. There ain't a lot of familiar
Champ
fights.
Ross?
Yeah, the Champ Ross. Amanda Serrano, probably the main person on the card. She fighting on the zone though, but make sure y'all get y'all picks in, man. Catch up. Big Boy said Bud had over 60% landed with the jab. That's phenomenal. Hell yeah. So scientists said real shit. Team Bud was a well-oiled machine. Man, they was. Man, that shit was a historical ass whooping, a classic ass whooping. You know how Spence was like, yeah, it's gonna be a one-sided ass whooping. That's
Yeah,
exactly
on
It was.
the wrong side though.
this wasn't on his side. But,
Like if you had to compare that ass whooping, that shit is a Mayweather Gotti ass whooping, a Mayweather fucking Corrales ass whooping. Who else had another fucking dominant performance that was like that?
Tyson Fury.
I don't know about that Mayweather Gotti though.
What?
I would say Gotti wasn't out of it. He was just simply outclassed, fastity, and everything. He wasn't.
That right there was like a punching bag. That motherfucker. What's the name?
And what would you call this performance? Spence didn't look like a punching bag when he was getting beat on.
Yeah, but at least he won like one or two rounds.
Nah, it ain't no two. You give him one being generous. After round one, it was in the bag.
It was one in there, I believe, that D'Lo said he couldn't leave while getting that round, but it was one in there.
He gave a second round to Spence?
No, I did.
Wow.
Not the second round, like the third round.
No. I mean just a second round, period. Like there wasn't no second round that I gave.
It was a close round, though. It wasn't like it was a one-sided round. You could have gave it to Bud. I mean, it wasn't like that much work. But after that round, I seen Spence face. I was like, damn, the little work that Bud did, it was way more effective than Spence work. But that's after the round, though. You know what I'm saying?
Those the only two fights that I could think of. That's a ass whooping, like a clean sweep. Maybe one round you give them, and then after that is a clean ass whooping, like Mayweather Gotti and Mayweather Corrales. I would favor it more towards the Corrales shit because it was multiple knockdowns and shit. And Corrales is the bigger puncher, and Spence was supposed to be the bigger puncher. I would lean more towards that way. But either way, man, shit.
Ivy say somebody got that bad background. That's MZ.
I'm just sitting here.
No, I don't know what's like your shit like echoing or something in the background was moving. That was coming out your mic.
Okay, I'll work on the mic. I'll just keep muting it in.
No, you good now?
I had to cut the mic off to make sure.
Oh, okay.
But what I was gonna say, it was a one-sided ass whooping all the way. I'm not taking away from that at all. Like he said, everybody probably gave Spence the first round because Spence was pressing and more active. What I'm saying is, I saw his ass get his equilibrium knocked off and not being straight, all the extra lunging, punching slow, all that. At one point, I don't remember. Like Marlo said, it's the round where Bud went to the ropes. Where Spence, it looked like Spence is straightened up, like he got his head straight, and he went after Bud, and he ran into another fucking counter and fucked his head up again. He didn't see that
right hook coming.
Right, because he had just got straight. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know if anybody else see it. I'm not asking you to see it, because I ain't get a chance to look at the fight twice. Because after I got through watching, I had to go to work. But I was sitting there telling Otis and the other people that was with me, I was like, damn, dude, am I tripping? Did the TV just glitch? Or did this motherfucker look like he straightened up and started moving right? No, for real, you laughing. That's what I saw Spence do. I was like, he straightened up and started looking like he was moving regular. He walked up to Bud after Bud went to the ropes. He got caught with the unseen punch. He got fucked up again. The only thing I can say about that is, every fighter that I've seen get their equilibrium knocked off in a fight, even if they get it straight, if they get caught with another good punch, they shit go right back out the window. He got his. That's what I meant when I said his toolbox was all over the floor. That's what I mean by that, because he was fucked up from whichever punch Bud caught his ass in the ear with. That was it. That was it. And he was open for getting his ass kicked. That's why I'm like, if they fight again in December, I'm gonna still ride with my fighter. I love boxing. Y'all know that. I'm sure all y'all love boxing. I give Bud his shit when we was talking fan against fan. Of course, I'm gonna ride with my boy like I'm supposed to. But I give straight props to Bud and this team for being totally prepared, for changing up the jab, stepping over to the right a little bit after he moved, throw a punch. Cause I seen him use that in the fight where Spence straight whiffed a fucking jab and ate a punch forward and Bud stepped over. All I'm saying is, if they fight again, I'm going to stand right there. If it's pay-per-view, I'm going to put my pay-per-view receipt on the Discord, just like everybody else did. Sit back, get my bud, blaze up, and talk shit and enjoy the night. I went to work, even though my fighter lost, I went to work with a sense of fulfillment. Because I saw a hell of a performance in the boxing ring. And with that, I give straight props. With that, I walk away saying my sport gave me something that I've been waiting for a long time. And I'm not going to argue with nobody about it. That was a beautiful performance. Even though it was against the dude that I favor, that was a beautiful performance.
Yeah, but that just shows that you're a fan of the sport, just like a majority of the people are. Like, you wasn't one of them niggas that drew a line in the sand that's sitting there like, oh, well, fuck you. And all. Yeah, the niggas was hella disrespectful.
Yeah. A lot of people was mad. Moody Treyweather, salute, bro. Hey, Gil Cole said, I mean, Thurman is free to fight if Spence don't want a rematch.
Yo, after that performance, I'm gonna keep it a bean. After that performance, I think Thurman beat Spence.
That's all good.
I'm just saying from what I saw, because Thurman's a mover until you touch his body, but he's a mover.
Be doing the motherfucker like this. Like, I don't know. This motherfucker done showed y'all he don't want no parts of Spence.
Yeah, he didn't want no parts of Bud either. But I'm just saying, but if we're gonna look at it,
now he calling out Bud.
Bud, he desperate as shit. This nigga, he need a fight.
Yeah,
but if we're gonna look at it for what it, yeah, exactly. If we're gonna look at it for what it is, like when Spence was in his prime, well, when he fought before the car accident, let's just say that, when he was the body snatcher type shit. And we never saw him against a mover. Thurman's a mover, but we know Thurman don't like niggas who hit to the body. But after what Bud just did, just killing him with movement and punches, after seeing that, I would favor Spence. Not now, looking at Thurman after what the fuck he been through, because he looked like shit against Barrios, and he looked like shit against well, he didn't look like shit against Pacquiao, but he had spurts. He underestimated his ass, but that shit would be up in the air, just like when he fought Porter, when Spencer Porter fought. So that would still be a good fight, and plus Thurman could crack.
See, my thing, a motherfucker fighter already showed that he don't want to fight a motherfucker. Like, that's all out the window. Like, to me, like, I'm not gonna be looking backwards at no motherfucker who already done ran. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, trust me, I don't give a fuck if either one of them fight him. I'd rather them not fight him.
Look, he had the same opportunities as Earl had, but he told motherfuckers to go do this and go do that. Like, Earl actually unified those titles, man, and got up in there and did his shit, and he gave Bud his shot. Like, this motherfucker Thurman was there to hold him and pick and choose what old man he was gonna fight. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at how either one of them want to treat him at this point, because the same thing you just said. Like, nigga, like right now you chasing.
Yeah, looking real thirsty like a groupie.
Like, nigga, go ahead and go fight Ennis. You don't want to, but go ahead and do it, because you're gonna have to prove yourself. And then even after that, it's up to me to consider fighting your ass.
Look, he can't even go get a title now. So his words is eating him of his rear right now. This is what his words was. Go get a title. You ain't got no title. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all them titles is in one person's hands right now. And you ain't getting it. You can't even get them shits.
That's why it was so funny to me when Bud laughed at him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like now you go fight a fucking title eliminator, nigga, and I'll consider it.
Yeah. Like, you trying to make fun of some real work going on right here. These motherfuckers got something going on. Let them decide what they're gonna do next. They don't need your fly ass.
Yeah, I'm not mad, man. Keep forehead on the back burner.
Yeah. Gil Cole said, don't nobody like get hit to the body, but that shit come with the territory though.
Yeah, you a fighter. You in a hurt business, nigga.
Yeah,
You
nobody
getting
like
hit
it.
somewhere.
Nobody like it, but shit, they ain't afraid to get their ass up in there. Thurman, that motherfucker is afraid to get hit in the body. Fuck not liking it. He it's like he don't prepare for it anyway. Excuse
It
me.
don't even matter if he prepares for it. Remember when he fought Pacquiao? Pacquiao hit that nigga in the ribs. This nigga spit his mouthpiece out and caught that shit.
And ran with that bitch.
Yeah, like you know how hard it is to catch a mouthpiece with a boxing glove, nigga?
Yeah, I remember that shit. Woody Trayweather said Spence looked slower, sluggish, and punches didn't have no pop. Yeah. That's why I say I ain't making no excuses. That's all. Like, I mean, yeah, he all those things. All those things. He got his ass whooped. He got his ass whooped. He said, D-Lo, what's up?
Spence
he
needs
he was weight drained. He said he tired of 47. He said his timing wasn't off. All those things. We saw all that.
Yeah,
Still
but come
take
on,
away
man.
from
He
the
said
performance.
he also said that my nutritionalist was on point, and there's no excuses to be made. It was just
Hey,
one team was
but Charles
prepared
T,
and one team wasn't.
he did give Bud his props though. So like that's why I say that's not taken away from the performance.
Yeah. He has to give him his props. Like,
Yeah, that's really what
dude,
I'm talking about. I just don't
you
want to
took
take
a
away
beating.
from the performance. Yeah, he didn't look the same. It didn't look like Earl, man. He didn't look
Nah,
like
he
Earl.
didn't at all. But I don't think he should go into an immediate rematch. That I think is a fucking no-no.
Yeah, if he want to do it, shit. If he want to do it, I'm with it. Let's get it.
Yeah, I
Let's get it
mean,
out of the way.
you can't tell him shit. I mean, he held out. I give him credit. He didn't have to take the fight. He took the fight. He held out. He didn't want to fight Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
kudos to both of them. But my nigga, Bud had a tune up. You didn't.
It's the hurt business.
Exactly.
That man chose. That's one of my favorite attributes about him is the fact that he chose not to take tune-ups. He chose that if I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna step in the ring with the hardest guy. That to me, that takes away from the fans being able to say, "Oh, he ain't this and he ain't that." He is what he is. He the only motherfucker we know that'll jump in the ring and ain't asking for no tune-up. Put me in there with whoever's hard.
He gave us what we wanted, shit.
Exactly.
We got what we wanted. Let's be real.
They got it together. We got the fight we wanted.
Yeah.
The result was a little, one-sided, but
yeah.
I think in this case, go ahead, get your shit right, get a tune-up or two, and then if y'all fight at 47 or y'all fight at 54, meet where y'all gonna meet, and then you know what I mean, rock out again.
It's not enough time for no tune-ups and all that shit. They in their 30s already. Bud almost 35 and Earl right behind him. If they gonna get it and get it right, it'll probably be at 54. Cause this man said that he wasn't fighting no more at 47. Win, leave.
Yeah, well, they both said that. They both said it was hard for them to make 47.
No, but he's saying that Earl said win, lose, or draw. If he would have won the fight, he still wasn't gonna fight at 47.
No, but also the loser had to enforce the rematch, which would mean Spence was like, "Yo, hopefully," and he said it in the post conference, like, if we do rematch, hopefully it's at 54 because he's done with 57. He's done. He wants it at 54 because he's done with 47.
And Bud agreed already.
And Bud said, "Yo, I had a hard time making 47." So,
Otis the Great said, that's what you do. He said other boxers think they're gonna do to what Bud did to Earl. They tripping. Thurman is gonna get washed if Earl faces him. Yeah, man, I'm not. He already showed he got fear in his heart. Gil Cole said, when the last time Keith gets stopped or dropped by a body shot, Charles D?
I didn't say he got stopped or any of that. I said he don't like body work. Like if he fought Spence, that would be his. Spence is a mover. I mean, Thurman's a mover. Spence don't like movers, as we saw when he just fought Bud. If you're not stationary, that's why I said I would favor Thurman. But also, Thurman don't like it to the body, and we know Spence is a fucking body snatcher. He will throw to the body. So it makes for a good fight. I'm just saying it'd be a good fight.
Hey, I want to see it just for you, Gil Cole. That's why I say you campaigning. I ain't mad
But I'm also not mad if neither one of them give him a fucking fight because he shitted on Bud and he shitted on Spence.
Yeah, I want to see just for Gil Cole, not for Thurman, but for Gil Cole. I want to see Thurman get one of those fights. Just so Gil can say he saw it. Man. He saw Thurman get his motherfucking ass whooped. Joseph Brown says salute to the Dakota. Salute, bro. D-Los, I'm caught up in the chat. D-Los, salute, bro. What's happening?
Salute, man. Salute. I'm out here tonight, man. I know probably in a good spot.
You sound good.
Okay.
Hope.
Hopefully it stay that way. Yeah, man. I mean, I like I said the night of the fight, man. Take my hat off to Spence. Take my hat off to Crawford. You know what I'm saying? They came together. They made this fight. Like you and I talked about, behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Both of these guys had to go against the grain to get this fight done. It took Crawford getting away from his promoter, because of the politics that just didn't want to seem to allow the fight to happen, with the split promotional situation and everything. Then you had Spence basically getting forced into a Thurman fight that he didn't want, even to the point that Thurman, made Thurman as mandatory, and they were going to allow the fight to happen at 54. It was just all kind of stuff that just, them guys had to go against to get the deal, get their fight done. So I took my hat off to him, man, and I said, out the gate, and I said this before the fight was ever made for years, and I stand on it. I still mean it to this day. Had the fight played out and Crawford got stopped in the first round, although I had Terence Crawford, I would have been happy to have seen the fight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still happy that we got the fight. I didn't appreciate seeing Errol go through what he went through, even though I had Crawford in 8. I didn't want Errol to have to go through that for it to be Crawford in 8. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's the hurt business. And Errol, part of the reason Errol took such a beating is a testament to how tough a fighter he is. There were spots where I felt like Crawford kind of could have smashed the gas and tried to get him on up out of there, but maybe he was feeling something in return that kind of made him, pause and say, no, let me take a little more out of him before I try to go for the kill. But at the end of the day, there's a lesser fighters would have stayed down after one of those knockdowns, and we wouldn't have got a fight that ended up going to 9 rounds. Whether people feel like it should have went 9 rounds or not, that's what we got. And I just feel like Errol, as far as the rematch, if he wants the rematch, I mean I'll support it. I'd buy it just like I bought the first one. Especially if it's at 54, just because that'll be unknown to me as a fan. I never seen either one of these guys at 54 to see how they look, to see how it plays out. How does one of the guys slow down? Is durability better at 54? Who knows how it's gonna play out at another weight class? But if they ran it back at 47, I would also support.
Didn't
The fight would play out.
Spence and Thurman start off at 54?
Yeah, but they were like at catch weights above 47, but they didn't fight. They didn't really campaign there. And then
so they was like at 52 or some stupid shit.
Yeah, but even if you're talking about at the beginning of somebody's career, I don't even really count that as seeing them fighting at the weight class. Because, who was he fighting? You see what I'm saying? And who was he at that time? You know what I mean? He was still finding himself as a professional. So,
yeah,
to see him at 54 at this point, it will be an unknown for me to see how the guys shake out at that division. Like looking at Danny at 54, you know what I'm saying? That was an unknown. Now Danny at a catch weight above 54. But my thing is, I would support the fight even at 47 if I thought the outcome was gonna be the exact same thing, because that's me showing gratitude to the fighters and to the suits who allowed the fight to happen. Against they reluctantly. But that's my way of saying thanks by supporting the rematch, because they gave me the first fight. And plus, you never know what rematches anyway. It could go any number of ways.
Yeah, that's how it should be though, man. Us as fans, we got the fights we want. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's how we gotta reward the fighters though. Like, I don't see what's the big issue, but you can't tell nobody how to feel, man, about this boxing. Some people also they just tune in when they feel like it. You know what I'm saying? they're not really following the storyline and the sport and the journey with these
They
guys. Joseph
definitely
Brown,
ain't following the fighters because this shit was crickets the day that shit happened. I was like, oh shit.
Napoleon
All the,
Armstrong in the building. Salute, bro. Joseph Brown on the super chat. Appreciate you, bro. He said one of the best fight calls y'all boys did on Saturday. If nobody said, he said, I want y'all to know you, Marlo, and Trey X did it at the highest level. Appreciate that, bro. We're gonna keep it 1,000, man. Give it the best shot, best we can, bro. Definitely enjoyed it. But yeah, though, that's how it should be. Shit, I'm definitely gonna support the fight, man. Especially the rematch, because you never know where this could be it for Earl. You know what I'm saying? This could be
but where
it
you
for
think
Bud.
the rematch is gonna take place? I highly think it's gonna take place at 154. I don't think that's just gonna stay at 147. I don't see it coming back there.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
I see it at
154.
154 too.
Yeah. I mean, both fighters agreed. It says it's got the writing on the wall, right? Both fighters agreed. So in negotiations, it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah,
Earl
because they
not worried
both said it
about
was hard making 47. So you know where
yeah,
that fight's taking place at.
yeah. Earl not worried about the titles and shit. He worried about getting comfortable and opening up the next chapter. So I believe all signs say 54. What you
My
about to say?
my concern about the rematch, it really ain't about whether or not Errol would take it. I don't know that his handlers would want to throw him right back into that if they may decide to do something else because they may feel like they get him back in the win column, get a couple wins, he still is a draw, and they may want to say, okay, let's get him a win against a solid opponent at 54, and then start matching him up against these other contenders back on pay-per-view. That may be their position. He may have to fight them again to get this rematch just because of how the fight went. But at
But
the end of the day,
I said the same
Well,
thing,
look,
my
look.
brother.
No, the rematch is set in stone. It's in contract, and I think it's within 6 months or some shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
it has to be this, it has to be
it
this
has to
year.
be by December.
Has
Yeah,
to be
so
this
that's
year.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So, and Earl said he want to do it. So ain't no way in hell any excuses is going down. They going
I honestly think Spence needs to take a fucking tune up. Shake that shit off, get that shit out of his system, and then, go back at Crawford fresh. Don't go at him just fresh off a loss because
If you fall off a horse, do you go and get on a rocking horse, or do you get your ass back up on the horse?
I ain't getting on no horse, nigga. Fuck that shit.
I'm just saying. So to me, I'm like, if he gonna fight the man, ain't no need to go around and fight somebody else. For what? That ain't where the proof in the pudding is. You just had your tune-up. You just got the shit beat out you with your tune-up. Your next fight is your next fight. Make it happen.
So you want him to go straight into 54 right against Bud?
And they both going into 54. Where's it? They both going into 54. It's not like
man.
Bud was there 5 weeks before him. But
No, but I just though you just
I want
lost
the
to
nigga to do it.
you just lost to him convincingly
okay.
at 47.
Okay. And you signed up to do it twice. And if you choose to do it twice, then I'm gonna ride head on into it like that. You know what you just faced. You know what you need to correct. So correct it. Going up against Danny Garcia or somebody else at 154 ain't gonna change shit. Your ass in the ring
I
with
don't
that
see
man.
him going against I wouldn't want to see him against Danny Garcia at
No,
54.
I was just throwing that name out there.
Oh no,
Anybody.
I get you because he's at 54, but
Right. So I'm saying y'all closed it. To me,
just
it's
something different,
perfect. Y'all closed.
just a tune up.
Y'all closed out 50. Y'all closed out 47 beautifully. What's to stop opening up 54? Who's to say it won't be a beautiful opening?
In the same fashion.
Hey, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Yeah, but that you see what you just said in the same fashion. That's what I don't want to see. I want to see
No,
something at least a
just
little
Well, it
because
might
it's the
not.
competitive.
It might
same
Earl
fashion
be.
doesn't mean it's
Earl
gonna
be
go Bud's way.
you so convinced that Earl won't
Doesn't
do
mean it's
that.
gonna go Earl's way.
That you saying
Only thing I'm
go ahead.
I'm just saying, off of this first fight they just had, there's so much he's got to work on. There's so much little that Bud got to work on. Like the only thing
Man,
that just gets worse is that this nigga gets stronger.
but we talking about a fighter, a professional fighter that wants it for himself. I'm not gonna sit here and say nothing otherwise. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
I can't say
I'm just gonna
I
support it.
can't I can't speak for him. But if they gonna do it again at 54, you know what? I'll pay for it. But I'm gonna expect the same outcome. Maybe not the same outcome, but he'll probably get 2 or 3 more rounds in, and it's gonna end up being the same shit.
Well, you know, I
It's a
mean, even if he did fight Crawford again, I mean, to me, like Errol likes the big fights. He likes the big money fights. Nothing wrong with that. I think all fighters do. They want, they want to make as much as they can for going in or getting into that ring.
Yeah, you
That's the
damn
biggest.
right.
That's the biggest fight he got on the table. If he misses out on it, he could never may never find himself
and a,
having another fight as big as that rematch.
right.
So I'm good with him going into it. And the thing is, if you really think about it, you really don't have to look any further than Anthony Joshua, right? Joshua had his bad loss to Ruiz. A lot of people didn't want to see the rematch. He went into it. He found a way to win the rematch. But then he lost to Usyk, and as well. But his career is far from over. He's still making noise, and he done moved around a little bit with trainers and stuff. But he's still a name in the sport. People still respect him. He still can sell and do good numbers, and he's still a guy that people want to fight because he brings them up their biggest payday. He brings them name cachet. If they're able to beat him, he's a high risk, high reward. So, I mean, Errol got him as a stable mate now. So he can look right at his situation and say, man, even if it didn't go good for me, I'm going to take this chance because if I do win, look at what it could do for me. But even if I lost, it's just another loss. I mean, and that's the thing, like Trey X say all the time. If you really look at these fighters, they tend to move a little bit differently after they get that first loss, off of their chest. They done got the loss. So now it's like, what now? I mean, and I don't really feel like Errol was really the type guy that was like, I'm worried about risking L. But now he don't even have to worry about that because he's already lost. So
And it'll be by the same guy.
and he losing to somebody that people consider to be pound for pound #1 in the world. What's the hang your head on? The main thing is if you can go in there. I mean, if I feel like if he went in there and fought Crawford again and it got like it did in this one, I think Derrick James would probably stop the fight before it got that bad. Unless they done made an agreement, don't stop it under no circumstances. I don't think he'll let him get his career wrecked. But the fight may not even play out anything like that. You just never know.
Let me catch up in the chat. 2-time undisputed say we found out Bud is the Magnodon, aka the biggest, aka Man Down, aka Bruce Leroy. Salute to you, fam. Jazzy T said I want a rematch at 54. Hopefully Earl looks better. Facts. I'm with you on that. Napoleon Armstrong said salute and respect you, Joseph Brown. Otis the Great said real talk. Earl better hope he get cleared to fight again. He will. The ref called it off. Gil Cole said I grew up in the era where I get my ass whooped. We got to run it back. Hey, that's what I was saying the night of the fight. Like, you can't get mad at a motherfucker wanting to get back, man. Like, I don't. Some people don't see it that way, but
man,
I do.
If it's one sided like that, shit.
I don't see the motherfucker get knocked out and then turn around and whoop a motherfucker ass, bro. Turn around and whoop a motherfucker ass, bro. I'm talking about, but the nigga ain't touch him the second time, but the nigga just got knocked out like an hour or two ago. You know what I'm saying? It happens, bro. Like, shit can
I'm
happen.
not saying it don't. I'm not saying
You
it don't
understand?
happen. I'm just saying whew.
Shit
Well,
happens.
It's rare when it happens, but I can understand what what's the homie name? Joseph
Brown?
Yeah, I can understand what he's saying. But I mean, shit.
Hey, look at
That shit is far. That shit is far in between.
look at Lee Wood versus Laura. I mean, Lee Wood. A lot of people saying Lee Wood shouldn't go right back into that rematch.
No,
And
but he did. But some people, what you know what? And I have that same belief. Like once a nigga's O is gone, that pressure's off their shoulders. They perform better.
yeah,
There's a bunch of fighters that's like that. That's 1 or 2 in. Just like Mel. Look at Mel. When Mel lost that bullshit, Mel.
Catch up in the chat though, y'all, because that shit
Oh my bad, go ahead.
take me forever to catch up. We keep going. Erdis said, I read that one already. Gil Cole, I read that one. Let me get out y'all business. Gil Cole just said, just on some man shit. Spence gotta run it back. Man, that's what I'm saying. Win, lose, or draw. Napoleon said, I feel y'all fans. but not gonna be happy until you got blood on your brain or talking like Herms. Oh man, that's the fighter feel like I'm a back you. I can't tell that man what the hell happened to him. Mookie Trayweather said, he said speed and foot movement. Spence need a coach for that. Napoleon Armstrong said we want Earl ruined. Now trust. Earl got a family. What more y'all need to see? Take a light touch and retire. Leave Bud alone.
That's how.
Bro, like, if you misunderstanding the whole conversation or something, man, we is not trying to argue, bro. Like, because that's not what we saying. You acting like we demanding this man to fight again. We want what he want. He said he want a rematch, so we speaking on the rematch. It ain't like we sitting here demanding this shit.
And
If
I'm
he
not
won't
saying to take a rematch. I'm saying nigga take a tune-up. So everybody got mixed feelings. It's just
We
we
know he
all
don't
want to see him back in the ring, but goddamn.
we know he don't take tune-ups though. But I'm saying this is what the man saying, bro. This not what we saying. We speaking on what Earl want. Not like, oh, he got to do this. No, this man said that's what he
Nah,
want.
that's what he want.
Yeah. We're
This
not
nigga want
speaking, we're not
immediate get
saying
back at 154. Okay, cool. That they both said they can't make 47. They both said it was a hard time making 47, especially Spence made it clear. Like he's like, hopefully the rematch is at 54. When you saw the post-fight shit with Crawford, he said the same shit. I had a hard time making 47. Clearly, these niggas outgrew the division. Can we agree on that? They outgrew the division. So if they do fight, it's gonna most likely be at 54.
we got to agree. They said out their own mouth. Like, that's what I was trying to explain to Napoleon Armstrong. He making it seem like we forcing this man or we rooting for another fight. No, the man said that's what he wanted. A man gonna want his get back. I respect it. Win, lose, or draw. He get his get back, and it is what it is. It ain't like a motherfucker sitting here pressured. If he don't take rematch, we ain't gonna be mad. We all said that also. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's not like we forcing the man into nothing. And I'm just saying if he do it, it's at a comfortable position and he lose again, it is what it is. He lost to the same person twice. You know what I'm saying? He still could move on. You saying that he'd get his ass whipped by all kind of 147 pounders when the man said that after this fight, he ain't fighting at 147 no more. So I don't see how that's even, you know what I'm saying, in the picture. We talking about moving on from 47 to 54 and supporting the fight. If you're not gonna support it, that's cool too. But we not making nobody do nothing at all though, is what I'm saying.
We can't make them do shit anyway. They gonna fight where they gonna want to fight.
Here.
Joseph
But
Brown
it's up to us are we gonna support it or not?
Joseph Brown, right? That's what I'm saying. Some people ain't gonna support it. I done heard some of them say they're gonna stream it and all that kind of shit. So, hey, I ain't mad at them. That's what they do. Joseph Brown said fighters have had this mentality since the beginning of time. Hell, they rematch way more than they do now. Earl wants this, so let them get it. Let them get in there. That's all we saying.
That's his choice.
And if something happen, ain't gonna be no blood on our hands. We backing what the man want to do. You know what I'm saying?
I don't agree with it, but I don't agree with it, but I'm not mad at it. If that's what if he want to run straight into a rematch, shit, let him do it.
Yeah, that's
I'm paying for it.
Man, that's what he here for. He corrected everybody and said he here to make generational wealth, and this the fight that he in to get him some point there if he ain't already. So like I said, I'm not mad. Otis the Great said, "Real talk, Spence need a team, not just Derrick James. No shade." He said Bud has a team to help him work on everything. Napoleon Armstrong said, "I hear people saying rematch because that's what men do, and we did in our era. We were healthy though."
What?
I don't know about healthy though, but after like that shit was crazy.
And they was on crack, goddamn Thunderbird,
motherfucking coke,
cocaine, like
shit. Them niggas was in the ring feeling nothing.
People used to do back then. Yeah, what we were saying was that's both of them attitude anyway. That would have been Bud attitude if he would have lost. He would have won.
Exactly. They got a throwback attitude.
I would have been
Hey,
sitting here saying the same thing, bro. Like I'm not gonna just cause it's Earl. I'm gonna say the same thing if Bud would have lost and he wanted the rematch. We said this before they even fought. Both of these cats gonna run a rematch even if they lose. Why I'm gonna change? Why we gonna change up now? What you was gonna say? So I can catch up in the chat.
no, I was just gonna say I had done said it before. I don't know if I said it on here or I told one of y'all behind the scene, but I know I said Bud Crawford 10 times before he finally just accept that you can beat him. And I think, you know what I'm saying, Errol Spence seemed to be the same type dude. Like he just ain't, hey, you beat me, you got me this time. Let's run it back. Let's see if I can get you the next time. And then if he do, we probably get a third fight.
Oh,
That's what we said when we first found out.
Yeah, but that's what
Rematch.
that's what everybody was like. Yo, if the first fight is as good as what we think it's gonna be a second and a third one. But nobody expected that shit to be so lopsided in the first.
But the fight can't be good even if it ends in a knockout.
No, it could be good if it ends in a knockout. But I'm saying the first fight was so fucking lopsided.
But it was good.
It was good. But say if, all right, say like the first 2 rounds a nigga went down, the second 2 rounds another nigga went down, and it went back and forth. Boom, it gotta be a rematch. But this shit was so lopsided.
So
like, you know, no. I'm just saying. But I'm saying, but it was so lopsided that I could see why people's argument would be like, well, no, don't do this, don't do that. But you can't tell these niggas not to do that. Nigga, you know how big a nigga pride is?
All right.
yeah,
That's what you telling the motherfucker to do is put his pride to the side.
Exactly. Them niggas ain't putting their pride to the side for shit.
A certain way. Nah, nigga, you see my face? This nigga nodded me up. Nigga, I need
Exactly. You got this nigga looking like Spence out here looking like Hitch. You think this nigga don't want to rematch that shit?
Yeah, nigga nodded me up. Nigga, I want my get back. Nigga, fuck all that.
Hey,
Jazzy T. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, man. Just thinking about it, I remember, when I was young, and the Klitschko's came on the scene, and
that was a long time.
And I remember, don't start. And then I remember when Vlad, took his first loss, and then he got knocked out again later. I remember people just saying that dude just ain't got it. He a hype job. He ain't gonna make it. And then look what he was able to put together and string together. Got the most successful title defenses behind Joe Louis as a heavyweight champion, and basically with one fight from undisputed, just could never get it because his brother had the belt. But you know what I'm saying? So you just never know how guys can come back from a bad loss. Because Vlad had 3 of them, really bad losses, and then before he finally got it together, and many other fighters have too. So I mean, I'm not advocating for him to have a rematch or not. I'm for what he wants. And if they do have a rematch, y'all know I got Crawford again. But at the end of the day, I'm never gonna go against what the fighter wants for himself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not. They only have a short window to actually have their career in most cases. So if the guy is getting what he wants out of his career, and he got an opportunity to continue to get it, then I'm gonna support that.
Right. Jazzy T said if Earl wants a rematch, let him have it. She said it would be a high payday in case he wants to retire. That's what I also was saying too. I agree with you, sis. This is what these fighters fight for, man. I think Dio said it earlier. He might not get another one of these. It ain't even that many people out there to make this caliber of fight again. So I mean, come on, man.
Hey, yo, I got a question because I'm looking at this nigga get.
Let me catch up with these comments.
All right,
Napoleon Armstrong said, "That's what you hearing, Marlo, but not what I'm saying. All my statements clearly say 154.47 is a wrap." Oh, okay. I thought you were saying because everybody that you were saying like Thurman and Boots and all them, they still at 47. But my point was though, we not trying to. The blood on the hands is what made me say what I said though. You were saying like we ain't gonna be satisfied to blood on our hands or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but we not talking like we trying to force him into doing nothing. We just commenting on what he said and what he want to do. Otis the Great said, the only thing that concerns me with Earl is how he lost. It was a landslide victory. Yeah, no adjustments at all. Napoleon Armstrong said that was a normal beat. That was a normal beat, though, fellas. And I think that Redner had enough. Napoleon Armstrong said if he wants to, and Tommy Hearns out there, fuck it. If he wants to, Tommy Hearns out there, fuck it. If you want to get knocked the fuck out like Tommy Hearns, fuck it. Joseph Brown said fighters signed up for it. They're about to make more money in 2 fights with each other, totaling more than their whole career earning. Bud ain't complaining. Spence ain't. We shouldn't be either. Facts, man. Let them people do what they're gonna do. Let me get out y'all business. Gil Cole said I'm still here, Charles D. G.D. Salute to Marlo and the corner. Jay Swaza here. He said been rocking with you from San Diego, California, almost 5 years now. Love the good boxing talk. Appreciate you, fam. He said that's not even my fight. He said that's not even my fighter, but I have empathy for what could happen. Yep. Hey, to be fair though, that shit could happen to motherfucking Bud in one fight if he get caught clean.
Yeah, having any fighter any given night.
Any given night. To be fair, that's why I'm like throwed off about that. Like, if something happened to him, it's not gonna be because we supported it. You know what I'm saying? That's not how I look at it. I'm supporting.
I'm sitting in the wings, waiting for the decision. Are they gonna let us know if it's gonna be a rematch or not? That's what I'm waiting for. So if they say they're gonna do it, let me know so I can get prepared to watch it again. I'm not gonna turn my eyes away from it. I can guarantee you that.
Hey, if Earl the Earl, we all know he ain't put nothing out there that he done went back on his word. I mean, if it is anything for him to go back in his word, this probably is one of them. But shit, we might as well stamp that shit. They gonna fight again. They gonna fight.
And I look forward to it because I want to see if Earl. Because I'm hearing people say Earl. You know, I heard this ain't the first time I heard them say, "Oh, he need a team," and they spoke about his footwork. But let's be real. When they started off, was he not in front of Crawford wherever Crawford went? He was until he got rocked and he dropped his toolbox. You don't know what he could have pulled off or what could have happened in that fight. That fight could have turned into one of the greatest back and forth scraps we ever seen. But like I said, I'm gonna always I pay more attention to it now. I know they didn't want to see Wilder and Fury after the first draw.
That's why I say.
But then they had the second fight. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You was cutting out, so I thought you was doing. I wasn't trying to let it. D-Lo drop.
Oh no, okay, my bad. Go ahead.
No, what I was saying was though, that's what a lot of people they're not here for the skills. They're not here for that kind of shit. They're here for WWE type of shit. One-sided. Damn, Charles D on here twice.
But I had got bumped off.
I got you. No, I got you. You probably got another device or something to say you on here twice.
No. I had got bumped off and I signed back in.
Yeah, both of us keep getting bumped off.
Shit, that ain't me. Hey, but shit, I forgot my train of thought, man.
People want to see one side of WWE instead of.
Oh yeah, no. People was here for that. Like they here rooting for it. They're not here for the skill. You know what I'm saying? If one person displayed a certain skill set and dominated another fighter, it's not gonna get recognized. The person that got the skill displayed on is gonna get trashed more than the skills is recognized. You know what I'm saying? Like, like Bud, for instance, like that motherfucking display of skills right there, that display of dominance was something for the history books. You know what I'm saying? Some motherfucker look at it like, God damn, when the last time you seen some shit like that there? You know what I'm saying? Versus a caliber opponent like that, a unified 3-belt champion. You know what I'm saying? An Olympian. Things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? When the last time you seen that kind of shit? I heard you. Hey, hold it down for me. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So D-Lo, let me give you your flowers, man. I want to go and give you flowers in front of everybody. You was right. I was wrong this fight. Your champion bested my champion this time. But we'll be back.
It's all good, MZ. Hey, we went back and forth about it, but we kept it respectful. You know what I'm saying? And I am gonna keep it respectful in in victory of my pick. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna, act a fool about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if I saw passive victory for both guys, I just saw more passive victory for Crawford. Um, and I felt like he get him out of there in 8. He went he lasted around longer than I thought, but the fight was worse than I thought. The way he beat him. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I'm like I said, I'm just glad they got the fight. Now there's some folks out there that, done said some disrespectful things to people who pick Crawford. But to me personally, because of my position, and I done got, like Trey X said, I done got kicked out of chat rooms and blocked and wrench took and all kind of stuff because I wouldn't agree with folks who felt a certain type of way about Crawford, and it was beyond their pick. It was it was all kind of stuff. So of course, when it comes to those type folks, they can't tell me jack crap about the sport of boxing right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a look at them sideways and throw it up in their face. Man, you told me Errol Spence was gonna stop Terence Crawford. You can't tell me nothing. But when it come to you, I don't look at it like that because you ain't never get disrespectful. And you know what I'm saying? And if you did, it wouldn't have been like that. I mean, we cut up like that. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't no like you just disrespecting my opinion, and I can't know nothing about boxing if I believe Crawford can beat Spence and all. That's just disrespectful.
Oh, that's
Hey,
a little
D-Lo, that's kind of catchy that you said that though. That's like a catch-22, right? Like it ain't like a motherfucker done pick fighters, like you done pick fighters that ain't lost before. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker say that's why I be liking to give my take on how both fighters can win, and I get my motherfucking my prediction. And most of the time it don't be based on that. It be based on the motherfucker been following this fighter for a certain amount of time since his whole career, and you ain't gonna change on it because another motherfucker got skills. It's a tough task. And for example, like Wilder versus Fury. You know what I'm saying? Like Wilder versus Ortiz. Like those fights right there had a motherfucker nervous. Cause you know what I mean? These motherfuckers had skills. A dangerous southpaw, veteran
Right.
southpaw. Then you got this motherfucking beast of a motherfucker, 7-foot boxer with athletic skills and got skills of a fucking boxer with a high IQ. Motherfucking veterans like Stewart predicted that Fury is 1A and Wilder was 1B. And in his grave, that shit stood to be a fact. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, I don't be understanding. Like, I ain't gonna always get them right. You know what I'm saying? And then even when I do pick, I don't always pick based on if this guy's a better fighter. No, I'm rooting for my fighter. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping he do X, Y, and Z correct. You know what I'm saying? To beat this guy.
Right.
And if he don't do X, Y, and Z correct, he gonna get his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how a motherfucker be looking at it. Some motherfuckers like, oh, this motherfucker got it wrong. Like, damn, nigga, you got thousands of pick wrong. And the motherfucker still respect your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean you ain't gonna get shit right.
Hey, and we in the champ roster, we get picked wrong every week.
Right.
Every week we get at least one pick wrong. Because there's very few weeks that you gonna go through there and pick every fight right. And we eat our crow and we move on.
Yeah, that's what I be like, man. A motherfucker be up in there. Look, that's what gave me. Like I told me and D-Lo had this conversation on behind the scenes plenty of times though. Like I respect like the way I talk. You probably think, oh, motherfucker ain't no fan of Crawford. What that got to be? I am. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him lose against anybody else but the fighter I rock with, and that's Earl.
Say it again. He could beat everybody. I say, yeah, I agree with that. He could beat everybody else. Just don't beat my dude.
Right. That's how it's supposed to be, though. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he can't beat my dude, but that's just how it is. He came from a whole nother weight division. Like this is what I was looking for the fighter I rock with in this weight division. He came and took that from him. You got to get your hats off to that motherfucker. He came up in there, he did that. You know what I'm saying? He's striving for greatness too. Your fighter ain't the only motherfucker that's striving for greatness. If you understand, if that make any fucking sense. It's somebody else out there that wants the same thing, probably a little bit more hungry. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more determined. Probably been in the gym working a little bit more harder than you. You know what I'm saying? I even heard Bomac them say something about him getting drunk and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They thought that was another advantage they could take advantage of. Say they didn't think he was serious and shit like that.
But you know what? You know what though, man? I'm gonna be honest. Even when you when you look at things as analytically as possible, when you look at comparisons, things like that, sometimes when a fighter is your guy, even if you know the odds are stacked against him, there's a good chance he's gonna lose. You might not bet no money on him, but you gonna still ride with your guy. Cause I'm gonna tell you, Chad Dawson was my dude, but I knew with no way with Andre Ward coming out of that Super Six doing everything he done, and then Chad Dawson coming back down to 168. He hadn't been at the weight in probably 5 years. I knew he had a tall task ahead of him, and I felt 90% sure he was gonna lose that fight. Now he ended up losing the fight worse than I thought he did, but I rolled with him because I wanted him to win so bad that I told every way that I could conceive that he could possibly win, it was enough to convince me, yeah, he gonna win the fight. He gonna win. But and sometimes you kind of influenced by that, and at the same time is a sense of this my dude. I ain't gonna betray him and pick the other guy, even though I was a fan of the other guy too. But I would ride with Dawson first, and I was like, I want Ward to beat everybody. I don't want him to beat Chad Dawson. But that's how it played out. You know what I'm saying? And I was right back rocking with my dude after the loss.
Right.
And every loss he had after that.
I was gonna say a lot of our favorite fighters took L's except Mayweather. You can't say they haven't, man.
All of them except one for me.
Except Mayweather.
Except two.
I know Mayweather was a lot of our favorite fighters. He's the only one.
Him and Andre Ward. Those are the only two that didn't.
Oh yeah. I forgot Ward. Okay, two of them.
Yeah.
Ward got on because nobody wanted to give him no fight. He got frustrated with the business. He could have still fought and still not saying he would took the L. I'm not saying that. I know that's probably where I came from with, but Ward still could have gave us some more shows. But except them outside of them two guys, ever since you motherfuckers been watching boxing, your fighter done took an L. A lot of fighters you don't like them took an L, so they ain't like this the first time. You know what I'm saying? Even recently, with a lot of people that was following Wilder. Hey, Napoleon Armstrong, you can get on. He said this and he said, what the fuck? I don't know if he's talking to us or not.
I don't think he's talking to us. I hope not.
But he had a comment. Okay, he said this coming from a fan's perspective. He said we don't have to suffer or take care of him for life. Maybe his family needs to talk to him, especially if it's something they know that we don't. Said I'm done with it.
I got a question.
If that's the case, I mean, I ain't got no other choice. I agree with you, but as far as what we know, bro, that's all we going by. Like that's what we know. Like whatever going on that we don't know about, we can't. That's out of our hands. Derek Bailey, salute, bro. Go ahead, MZ.
Oh, I was just gonna say, we looking at everything, and a beatdown, tends to make people say, oh, maybe they shouldn't fight no more. Maybe they should take a warm up or a tune up or this and that. When Ugas got the shit beat out of him, they start singing that about Ugas. Maybe Ugas shouldn't fight no more. Maybe he shouldn't do that. But that's like saying, oh, you took a loss and you got beat up pretty good. You swole up this fight. Because it was in a fight and he swole up, and you ain't never seen it before. All of a sudden, your concerns grow exponentially. They like, oh man, he got tore up. His nose is bleeding and he was puffed up a little bit. That's what usually happened in the fight. And I said this a long time ago, we all have taken a little acceptance of saying we watch a brutal sport. We expect some brutality at some point or another. Now, when you see that brutality, you can't get soft in the gut and say, oh, no, we got to pull this fighter back. That's not what you put him out there for. Because if that's the case, we might well get rid of boxing if you're going to get a little squeamish because somebody get their ass beat pretty good. That's my thoughts.
I agree.
Hey, hold me down. I'm getting some water real quick.
Okay. So what I want to say though, Debo, as far as everybody that I know in the Block family, it was a lot of banner thrown back and forth. It's great to be able to come back to the channel and everybody cool.
If they make the rematch, we're gonna do it again, ain't it?
As you sure goddamn right. I'm gonna be talking shit to you, throwing rocks over there at your car. kicking dust at your dog, all kind of shit.
Hey, I know how you is. I'm gonna be like, that ain't what happened in the first fight. You be like, what first fight?
Exactly.
Just like Terence Crawford said, what
I don't remember that.
You heard me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Terence Crawford knocked down who?
That's what we're gonna do.
Hey, boy, like who got knocked down? I ain't get knocked down.
Exactly. So D-Lo, since you already know how I'm coming,
and they
be
asked
prepared.
One of them other shows, they were like, "Do you still think you didn't get knocked down?" He's like, "No, I didn't. They didn't count it."
That's right. You tell him.
Hey, Bud said ain't his job to tell the ref how to do his job.
Hey, but yeah, we talk shit for how long? Since 2017, 2018 about these two motherfuckers fighting and who would win.
Hey, it ain't nobody fell out. Ain't nobody fell out now time.
And yeah, actually, I feel like a lot of relationships have got stronger.
Hey, motherfucker, I felt kind of weird in the Discord. I said, damn, ain't nobody talking shit. Niggas gonna let a nigga live in this motherfucker.
Nah, they gonna wait to come see us on our channel. I'm opening the door. I'm getting all
that was a
right
humbling ass whooping. That's all it was. The ass whooping was so cold that shit humbled even the Buff fans.
That shit hurt me. I ain't gonna lie. It hurt me to see Spin go down bad like that, man. But hey, shit. You get a chance. That thing about it though, having something like that happen, you get a chance to be able to come back from something like that.
Y'all finna be mad at me when I'm about to say.
Just see some shit like that though, some unthinkable shit.
D-Lo, I honestly.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm the only person that was at my house when the referee jumped in and stopped it. I was like, "What the fuck is you doing?" Everybody was like, "Damn, T, the fight over." I'm like, "No, fuck that." Me and Earl said we gonna fight like Hagler and Hearns. If I get my ass kicked, then that's what happens. Hagler, Hearns, Ray Leonard, them, they was getting their ass kicked. Wasn't nobody jumping in there talking about, we gonna stop the fight and go and give. To me, I felt like the referee took Earl belts and just gave him the Bud. Bud been allowed to finish giving out the ass whooping, and Earl should have been allowed to keep receiving it until he just couldn't take it no more, or threw a lucky punch and changed the fight. Don't never know if that would have happened, cause the referee stopped it. Take that ass whooping.
Yeah, but ref got a job, you know, so he was doing his job.
His job is to make sure there no low blows thrown.
I didn't hear nobody complain about the stoppage.
That's why I said I'm the only one that was at my house losing it, motherfucker.
Hey,
I wasn't happy that he got stopped, but I wasn't complaining like, "Oh, that was a bad stoppage."
Nigga, no, it wasn't a bad stoppage. It wasn't a bad stoppage.
Earl legs when he stopped it, even though he was complaining, the other fuckers wasn't there.
Marlo,
huh?
You know why he was mad about the ref jumping in? He said, "I'm gonna have to hear old D-Lo run his damn mouth."
Earl was like, "You gonna have to kill me, nigga, on the real." He's like, "Why you stay?" Hey, here go another thing y'all made me remember. The second knockdown, I think Earl got hit with some shit, and he got up and he pointed at him like, "Hey, what the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? Go back and watch that shit, man. That nigga Earl got up and pointed like something illegal happened or some shit.
And I thought on one of them that initially they thought the feet were tangled or something, but I thought it was the first one.
It was the first. Matter of fact, it probably was the first one.
Yeah, I thought it was the first one.
That first knockdown was legit.
Right, but then like Errol was trying to like he pointed like he was trying to tell the ref that it was the feet.
Like it wasn't no knockdown or something.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Okay. But did you see the wave that went through his body when he hit him in the neck?
I didn't notice that.
Oh, it was the same thing that happened when Kelly Pavlik hit Jermaine Taylor.
Woo, man.
When they showed it in slow motion, you could see that ripple go through Earl's body when he was falling.
Man, that's one of my favorite fights to watch, man. That Pavlik Taylor fight. Now that's a fight when you could say, man, y'all remember that? Man, Taylor in like the second round, Taylor had Pavlik out of there. And something like that. But I mean that just go to show, you know, if a guy can hang in there and if his recuperating abilities are up to par, he can come back and turn that fight around.
For real. Otis the Great said in my Debo voice, he said, "What fight? What fight, fool?"
I like it.
Ang Holloway, welcome to the gym your first time. He said, Pamela Greer or Bernadette, the daughter on Good Times. Who is more beautiful? Definitely, easily Bernadette. I don't know who Bernadette is. Y'all know who that is?
Thelma from Good Time.
Oh, shit, both of them.
Say, why choose Marlo?
Why choose? You know what I'm saying? Both of them. Joseph Brown said, spectacular ass whooping. I think I read it. Otis the Great said, said, Blue just dropped a video that Earl has brain damage. No bullshit.
Yeah, but they saying that's coming from like some doctor is giving his opinion. That ain't nothing official. I heard that too earlier today.
I ain't trying to hear that old fruity pebble ass shit.
I shared that video on the Discord, and then a lot of people started running with it.
Oh, that same one. Okay, yeah, that might be where I saw it then, Marlo. I didn't know you. Yeah, that might probably what I saw.
I seen it, and the doctor that was talking was saying that ever since if you go look at his eyes after the car accident and the way he talked, you know what I'm saying, it shows those signs of neurological damage.
Yeah, but you know what? Probably 90% of the fighters in boxing got brain damage. You know what I'm saying? To an extent.
But to be real, if you know Earl, he been talking like that.
Right. I get it. What I'm saying, I mean,
it's kind of worse now after he got his teeth.
Right. That does make it worse. Yeah.
Yeah, it make it worse because he got some new teeth. You know,
like when he was talking to Brian Kenny, it was real bad. You remember he was at that fight and that was his first interview, and Brian Kenny was asking him all them stupid questions about drinking and all kind of stuff, and he had just got those teeth and they was having a hard time, talking, and everybody just ran with it.
If I ain't mistaken, they banned him from credentials too.
I ain't seen Brian Kenny since on nothing, to be honest with you.
Yeah. You know, they be hating on a motherfucker. But yeah, they if a motherfucker know Earl, I know a lot of motherfuckers didn't follow him like that, but if you follow Earl, you know he been having that same speech thing. He got that country ass slang. But when the motherfucking teeth came in, the shit sound way different. But that droopy eye and all that kind of shit, like he's saying something about a gloss in his eye and all that kind of shit. I don't know nothing about that to speak on it. But I don't really see nothing that stand out to me to say, oh, he fucked up, he brain damage. I'm not no doctor though to be commenting on that shit. I'm just telling the real. All right, MZ.
Internet finally gave up.
No, he got it. Oh, he still didn't turn it off. I didn't want to.
I'm back.
Oh, okay.
I just got back to the house. I was riding when I was with y'all at first, going to picking up some stuff.
We could tell.
What was that?
What?
Hey, McKinney, salute, fam. He said if he dies, he dies. Napoleon Armstrong talking to Aang. Napoleon said, damn right, buffoon. Joseph Brown said, that's the payback from Earl calling his side, switch ass out. Huh? That's the payback from Earl calling his side, switch his ass out.
I don't get that.
Hypey talking to Derek. Moody Trayweather say that's how we talk in Dallas, man. Yeah, his speech is a little slower due to the teeth and car accident. Okay, see, Moody Trayweather know. He been talking like that shit, man. And the motherfuckers be putting extras on it. Like who was that? Antonio Tarver, somebody said it best, and I agree with him. Ain't nobody gonna be the same after a fucking car accident like that. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Ain't nobody gonna be the same, but he was good enough to beat Danny Garcia. He was good enough to beat Ugas. You know what I'm saying?
He was good enough to beat everybody he faced.
So I'm not gonna put too much into that, man. I'm not taking nothing away from Crawford. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That shit just killed the sport. That just killed my night. If I was to take anything away from Earl to down Crawford, I'm not gonna do that shit. Earl made it happen. He was confident. He signed the contract. He showed up. The motherfuckers fought back. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
I'm hearing people saying that, they saying he needed more than one game plan. But
and let's be real.
I'm gonna keep saying he was fucked up. How do you follow another game plan if you ain't right? If you get fucked up and you can't get your shit right, how you gonna follow a game plan?
Hey, but let's be real. Don't that fucking shit? It happens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It always happens. The
Like,
only way it don't happen. Go ahead, Marlo.
No. I gotta let you finish.
Oh, the only way it don't happen if both guys out there and one of them, neither one of them get that punch that changes the complexion of the fight. Bud got that punch in that changed the complexion of the fight. Well, we have never seen honestly Spence be hurt for duration. And if you ask me, I think he was fucked up for the first after that first knockdown. I think with Spence was kind of spacey for at least 3 rounds.
Well, let's be real though. One guy, the sharper guy that was the sharper guy, and the guy coming off the layoff looking like he, you know what I'm saying, looking like he needed a tune-up.
Yeah,
that's what Crawford made it look like.
He made it look like
nigga, you should have got a tune-up fucking with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because I went and got one.
Yeah.
But on the same note, respectfully, I have to, me and you roll with Spence. I know I'm saying respectfully because my fighter said I don't choose to take tune-ups. What did that do for us as fans? That made us puff our chest out just a little bit more. Our fighters don't even take tune-ups, nigga. What y'all talking about? We step in the ring, it's all about business. Win, lose, or draw. Yeah. Now we sit here right now, and we got the same attitude. We still sound happy about it. Give a fuck what nobody say. Bud went out there and beat the hell out of Spence. But my fighter stepped his ass in there and said, I ain't taking no tune-up, fuck what y'all talking about. My face got beat up, my nose got bust, my eye probably black now because it was puffy the other day. But his eye black, all kind of stuff went wrong. But I got out of my fighter what he been telling me he was from the whole time he been fighting. He refused to fight Keith Thurman, wouldn't let them force him to fight Keith Thurman. All he said was, I want to fight Bud Crawford before I go to 154, and that's what he did. Period.
I would say I don't like how Tenencia got such a lopsided decision over Nilla. Nobody seen that fight?
I did.
What was it?
He said he don't like
Tenencia versus
Estrada? The female fight?
Yeah, female fight.
D-Lo internet blinking on and off like it's winking at me.
Oh, we're doing that again?
Yeah, it's been doing it.
Oh, man. God dang.
It lets you get off, but in the middle of your thing, you'll jump off and come back home. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think they're talking about Sanisa Estrada. The female fight, the minimum weight fight. Yeah, that was a good little fight. It wasn't one-sided. It definitely was could have even been a split decision, but it was a close fight. It was a good fight. I enjoyed it.
Joseph Brown said Blue Blood did that as payback for Earl calling Blue out for switching sides at the press conference.
Oh, that's what he's talking about.
Napoleon Armstrong said Joker saying people gonna be cleaning up and wiping shit down with them strap seasons and Big Fish t-shirts. They might be, man. They might be. A lot of these people ain't really
fans.
Yeah, they're not really boxing fans.
Ain't no motherfuckers up in they man cave.
And motherfuckers should be respecting Earl for giving us this goddamn fight. You know what I'm saying? For trying to be daring to be great and giving another brother a chance to be great. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing a lot of people overlooking. This is 2 black fighters. They say they don't sell, y'all. I agree with Otis the Great. I want to see what the numbers did. I hope they did very well. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm with you, man. I hope it did phenomenal numbers.
I think both of them deserve it. I think both of these fighters deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Especially at this point in Crawford's career, 39 years old. I know Earl been getting money, but this is a big ass fight. You know what I'm saying? A historic fight, and he deserved a motherfucker. So both of these fighters deserve it, and I hope you know what I'm saying. Everybody contribute. You know what I'm saying to making that night awesome. Man. I know I did.
I was happy to put my little money in and watch the fight. I was even super happy that I went in after work. Like I said, I got to work and I was comfortable. I was satisfied with what I had got a chance to witness before I went in.
A lot of people saying, I think I heard, that's why I be not tuning in, y'all. Like, a lot of people be saying some weird stuff like Earl should retire, this and that and that and this. Everything after one loss, the whole dynamic changed.
One loss and the man should retire?
Man, people thinking that the motherfucker should have gone and hang him up and everything.
Man, it's very few fighters that would do that, man. Very few. I remember Roy Jones Jr. said when he was killing everything, right? And they asked him would he retire undefeated. And Roy said he would. Roy said he ain't gonna retire until he get beat. He said because he don't want to leave the sport without having gotten beat. You know, like basically if he leave undefeated, then he's still at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then Roy got beat, and a lot of people said, you know, he should retire. You know, because of how he lost, especially when he got knocked out again in the very next fight
by Tarver and Ben Johnson.
Right, then he got knocked right back out. So, and look how long it took Roy to finally hang him up. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you guys like that, man, he ain't finna hang it up after no first loss.
Nah, man. And then this a pound for pound fight. We keep saying we want to see these pound for pound fights, and when we get these motherfuckers, we get to talking reckless. Like, what?
Hey, that's not gonna make these guys want to take these kind of challenges.
Exactly.
They be like, man, if I lose, the fans gonna just hang me out to dry.
Yeah, my money over with. Everything over. These motherfuckers want me to retire after one loss.
Well, I can say that we can say, I'm going to say it because I heard him speak on it. I don't think we got to too much worry about Earl on that aspect because like he said, when he first won his first championship, the first thing Al told him was we finna start planning for a retirement. So I don't think, I would hope that situation is true. That they start setting it up for them to setting up for life after the fact.
Yeah, I think he should be good in that aspect. The way he talked, you know, I think he is. I mean, the proof is in the pudding that the fighters that ain't out there just living reckless and with they spinning and stuff like that, and actually listen to and take heed to the things or the strategy that Al Heyman gives them or whoever he get to give them these strategies, seem to be in good shape. Because I mean, I always hear that Andre Berto is like really, really, really well off. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't just because he had a Floyd Mayweather fight. It was even before that.
Not just Berto. What's the old boy name?
Right. I'm just using Berto for an example. Cause I saw him at the fight. Made me think about it.
Hey, but what's the old boy name? Chocolate.
Kid Chocolate.
Kid Chocolate.
Yeah, him too. Yeah,
that motherfucker was finna retire undefeated. He was making so much money off the way he was set up without him.
Yeah.
He said that he had somebody a big fight coming up or whatever. And Al didn't want him to go to another network to fight, and he said, and Al told him to chill. You know what I'm saying? Chill out, man. And he didn't have no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? He made more money that he would. He said he made more money not fighting than he would have made fighting that person. You know what I'm saying? He ended up retiring too, y'all. That's why y'all ain't see him fight. But these motherfuckers be set up, man. That's how Floyd set up. Floyd, all that money Floyd made is making him millions residually. You know what I'm saying? Like for the rest of his life, he got different checks coming in. But it ain't just him. It's a bunch of motherfuckers. That's why they be respecting Al. A lot of these motherfuckers be ready to retire already, or a lot of these motherfuckers they sleeping on them silk sheets, y'all. That probably Earl thing. Earl probably was sleeping on them silk sheets. That's why he moved to that ranch. He was sleeping on them silk sheets, man. Hey, McKinney said it was worth every penny. He said, I just don't like how people making excuses for EJ. Yeah, man. And he ain't even making excuses for himself though, hey McKinney. That's the thing. That's why I say how we gonna sit here and make it looking like all kind of shit. But he gave the man this prop. We should be doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And breaking down these skills, man, not trying to take away. Because if he would have won, I wonder if it would have been the same energy. They would have been trying to take something away from Crawford. Oh man, he knocked him out in 9 rounds, man. Crawford needs to retire, man. He done. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he looked at weight drain and all this old kind of shit. It would have been the same thing, same energy.
Yeah, two things I hate to hear when a guy loses. I hate to hear people make excuses for him, but I also hate to hear people act like he won nothing because he went out because he lost. And that's I'm seeing both of those. You know what I'm saying? Like hearing people make excuses for Errol Spence, but then also hearing people trying to talk down on him, like, you know, because he lost this fight, it just undo everything he ever done. And see
Yeah.
that was one of the things I said why Terence Crawford got to win this fight, because there's a lot of people out there who don't like him, and they gonna diminish everything he ever accomplished if he don't win this fight. And I didn't want to see that for him. I don't want to see it for Errol, because at the end of the day, it's one fight. The dude went out there and you know he went out there and got bested. You know, regardless of why you feel like it happened that way, that's what happened. That don't undo what he already had done. That don't mean that the guy just done as a fighter. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, you seen him at his best, you seen him at his worst. Now let's see what he got after this.
Right. Yeah, man. And then it take away from your fighter, the fighter you rooting for. You put Earl down, you know you taking away from Crawford. Just like you giving motherfuckers bullets and shit to take away from Crawford. No, I mean, let's not do that. Let's not take away from none of these fighters, because it is what it is. The winner is pound for pound number one, and the performance that motherfucker put on, that's the kind of performance you want to see from your fighter. You know what I'm saying? The shit was a stoppage. The shit was a classic ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? The shit was, I told you so, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And he had the right to get on the ropes and talk shit to Charlo and all that kind of shit. That was the kind of ass whooping he was putting on that boy, man. And the shit was no joke.
That was my favorite part, him talking shit to Charlo.
And this is no joke. And this me on the loss. And this me got to eat crow. But you know what I'm saying? If I would have seen Earl doing that kind of shit, I would have been excited, man. I would have been talking shit. So I ain't finna take away from Bud, and I ain't finna take away from, you know what I'm saying, my brothers who been fucking having these good old back and forth for all these years, man. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Shit, let's have some fun with it, man. Let's have some fun with it, man, because a loss is a loss, man. That's what somebody old gotta go. That's a real saying. If two fighters get in there, somebody gonna have a draw behind it or a goddamn L. One of the two.
I want to see that draw I was dreaming about. Now, shit.
Somebody old gotta go, man.
D-Lo, this ain't over.
Daring to be great now, you get crucified for doing that shit. That's crazy. I see why motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, don't be wanting to fight and get into these big fights so soon. They rather chase motherfuckers like Canelo and take an L to Canelo so they can say they lost to a legend, instead of taking the L, you know what I'm saying, to another motherfucking champion and dare to be great. You know, you have motherfuckers like Danny Jacobs, you have motherfuckers like Andre, all these motherfuckers chasing Triple G, Canelo, and all that shit, not even fighting each other. Then you have motherfuckers like J-Rock and what's my boy name from Florida, Lubin, you know what I'm saying, daring to be great. You feel me?
Yeah.
They made their own, they made shit happen. They made boxing exciting. They made fans come watch for free on free TV. We got these kind of fights. We got the Keith Thurman versus Sean Porter's, and Danny Garcia's versus Keith Thurman, Sean Porter's. We got to see Earl rise. We got to see a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good shit. We got to see motherfucking Bud dominate over there in top rank, rise from 135, dominate at 140, come to 147 and do the same thing back to back. You know what I'm saying? We got to see some shit. Huh?
And he knocked off the king.
Yeah, we got to see some shit. He had a nice little run though through at 47, to be honest though. Motherfucker had what, 8 straight knockouts. You know what I'm saying? 8 straight stoppages.
Right.
And Earl one of them. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
We got to see some good shit, man.
Let me call the athletic commission.
We got to see Wilder versus Fury. We got to see a lot of good shit recently. I hope it continues, man.
I do too. It's gonna continue. It's gonna continue. These boys we're gonna still get satisfied. We had a bump in the road, a little speed bump. But we got fights coming up next week too. I'm still excited about Canelo and Charlo. I want to see what Joshua gonna do. We dropped one of our fights in the gauntlet though. Earl lost. So Derrick James got an L in the in one of his what's the word? Undisputed. He got an L in one of his undisputed. Simple as that. Bo Mac got 2 W's, 2 dubs. Do that stand for 2 whoppers?
Write that down. Yeah, he got 2 of them. He got one in 140 and one in 147.
Oh, I can't forget it. It's burned into my memory. I know what those are. I know what those are. Napoleon
Armstrong said the excuses is how I separate the true Earl fans from the Earl sexuals. Napoleon Armstrong said, I'm happy. It wasn't a riot. It wasn't a riot though, but of course, the Charlos, clout chasing asses, and their girls made headlines for the wrong reasons. Yep.
Yeah, that's the only part that kind of disappointed me about the backstories that was going on. The Charlo twins show up, their girls acted crazy, and stuff like that. So, other than that, my man took a loss. I got to accept it. Oh, Marlo, I want to say hi to my wife, man. She came over to the show because I told her y'all was on. This is her first time coming in.
Who that, Holly Wally?
Hello,
Holly Wally?
Yeah.
Hello. How you doing? Nice to meet you, man. Salute, sis.
Yeah, she had to come over and see what we was talking about. I told her I was being guest panel. Accepting my
Reading.
D-Lo, we know who you are.
Welcome to the gym. Hey, hold the pass to your hubby over there. He needs some mid work.
One of my favorite people I talk to. This ain't over though, D-Lo. December, we're gonna be right back at it. Man, that was a great fight.
That mean about a month before we're gonna be back at it then, because they got
no excuses. No excuses for Earl. I'm happy for Bud. Sad for Earl, but not sad to the way that I'll be like, oh, I'm just broken up. Because I'm not. I can't wait to see him get in the ring again.
Hey, Woody Shayweather said, he said Floyd fucked up the game for black fighters.
All by myself?
Huh?
Oh, okay.
Moody Trayweather said Floyd fucked up the game for black fighters, though. He said casuals expect everyone to be undefeated. Yep. Napoleon said Derrick James sacrificed Earl.
Oh yeah, ain't that what they say these days about everything, Marlo?
Yeah, they do. That's why I started laughing. Conspiracy is only cracking. That's crazy. Napoleon Armstrong said,
no, Al Heyman sacrificed.
Yeah, Al put him on the platter, huh? Napoleon Armstrong said niggas was too shocked and shook to even think about wilding out. Yeah, that shit was a banger, man. Hey, ain't that what most of the casuals come to see anyway? They come to see some shit like that, a stoppage. They don't want to see a motherfucker go to 12 rounds. They want to see some shit where they can go talk shit.
Okay, I'm gonna say the next thing that's on Bud's plate, and I'm pretty sure D-Lo, you a Bud fan, you're gonna agree with me. If there's anything for him to chase now, you could say he could chase undisputed at 154. But I'm thinking now that the crown and cherry and the crown and jewel on his crown would be if he could max on out, and it's gonna sound crazy, if Bud can accomplish and finish out undefeated. Well, then he'll have if he finishes his career undefeated. If he knock off, knock whoever he faced, knock them off, keep on rolling. If he finishes undefeated too, that's just another feather in the cap. That just dresses his Hall of Fame robe up even that much more.
He can open up the history books.
Yeah, I don't care if he retire undefeated or not. I mean, to be honest, I think his accomplishments are pretty much secure at this point. Anything else is kind of like icing on the cake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'd be icing on the cake.
Yeah.
It's seen all already secure, especially after this fight. He's the first welterweight undisputed champion in the 4-belt era. That's right there. Got to be in the history.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say it needs to be a crown and jewel. It's not particularly needed, but I'm saying just think how awesome that would be. He'll have his name with Rocky Marciano.
That's why they made that. That's why they made that belt for him. Y'all seen it?
That big white one?
The lineal. Yeah, that was the lineal. That was like a ceremonial lineal for being the first 4-belt welterweight undisputed champion.
Napoleon Armstrong crazy.
But yeah, man. Um, Moody Trayweather said clone Spence. Napoleon Armstrong said Earl was smoking a blunt with Tyson before the ring walk. 85% THC.
No, he was lit. He went out there and got sober real quick, if that's the case. That was his man. I can honestly say that performance that Bud put on, for me, is like a great memory. It's a great memory. It's against my boxer, my favorite 147 fighter. But that's a great memory for me. You gotta respect the fact that even if it's your favorite, and Earl, y'all heard me say that many times, Earl, my favorite 147 fighter after Floyd left. I cannot walk away from the table and say that seeing him do that to my fighter gave me a lot more respect for Bud. But still, my favorite 147, Earl Spence.
Put him in the dirt. Salute, fam. What's good, bro? Hey, yeah, that's gonna be the talk, man. Thinking back and shit. Yeah. Say, man, you remember what happened in the last undisputed fight? Yeah, man, my boy Earl got his ass whooped by this motherfucker named Terence Crawford out of Nebraska.
Nebraska?
My boy Spence got his ass whooped by that boy named Bud out of Nebraska, man.
From Cornfield, Nebraska? Remember those commercials in basketball?
Yeah.
Man.
Napoleon Armstrong said, y'all notice how the bookies made Pitbull a split decision? They had to collect some unexpected money and sway the odds on main event from fear of a robbery.
I never thought about a robbery in that fight. That never just even crossed my mind. I figured that those two dudes would go out there and when they clashed, I figured that it was not going to be a chance for them for a robbery to take place. That just never crossed my mind. Not for Spence and Crawford. We all felt like they both would fight. They both went out there and attempted to fight. One of them attempts proved way better than the other.
Yeah, Moody Trayweather, salute, bro. Good night, bro. Blessing. Catch you later. We're about to get up out of here too. It's been 2 hours, man. We can go on and close it out. I'm caught up in the chat. Who want to go first?
Man, I'll close it out. I appreciate you having me on, Marlo. I don't get to come over too often and talk, but when I do, I appreciate you letting me. Peace to the chat, everybody out here that supported the fight, that rode, that came over to Marlo's Corner, listened to Trey X, put it down and everything. I don't know how many of y'all gonna come mess with me, but tomorrow, 8:30, I'll be on MZ Talks Boxing. I'm sure that I'll have Yasser come through. Hopefully Joseph Brown come through, and the rest of you guys come through. We'll chop it up a little bit more and talk about the upcoming fights that's getting ready to take place. And other than that, I appreciate y'all. Holla.
Oh, definitely appreciate you, bro. D-Lo.
Yeah, man. I guess, like I always say, man, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to come here and chop it up with y'all, man. It's good to be able to kind of recap the fight, talk about the event, talk about possibilities going forward. Came over here and really just had some real intelligent boxing talk. None of that, excuse making. We ain't come over here and have no eulogy, none of that stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying, chat, engage with the conversation, and got their own conversation going on, but they interesting as well, and just what I'm saying, like it always is over here. So so I hope everybody have a good night, and hope everybody get a chance to catch some more boxing this weekend and enjoy it as well, man. And man, appreciate
Real talk. Yeah, so if y'all watching on the playback, that's MZ Music League Zone Talk Boxing. And that's D-Lo 404. Make sure if y'all not subscribed, subscribe to my brothers, man. But man, appreciate y'all coming through, rocking with us. Y'all already know, man, respect y'all opinions, good conversation. It's all love, man. Good opinions in the chat. You know what I'm saying? All dialogue. We was on for 2 hours talking, just going back and forth, man. That's love. But appreciate y'all, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate the super chat, all the members. Till next time, don't forget to tell them haters and trolls. The fuck out my gym.
You heard it.
Yeah.